All right, so today is Wednesday, the 2nd. We are going to do our warm up today. We'll go over the warm up with you. We're going to cross out Thursday's warm up. We got 3 warm ups that we're doing this week. Remember, this is a very, very short week. Okay, very, very short week. Thursday, tomorrow is like our Friday. Okay. Then we're going to finish discussing the two-way tables. We're going to create a two-way table. We're a little bit behind schedule, but that's okay. We're going to try to make some ground today. All right, so we're going to do two-way tables in our interactive notebook, and hopefully we'll be able to get the assignment, okay? The assignment that we're supposed to do, independent practice. All right. Tomorrow we're going to submit our work, which is the warm-up and the homework. Our progress reports go out today. So I'm going to give you those progress reports. All right. I'm also going to give you, if you took the math check-in from from last quarter, I'm going to give you those results. So you'll be able to see that on paper. So make sure that we put homework here and we need to get progress report signed. Okay. We're submitting our work. We have a short quiz tomorrow. Our quiz tomorrow is on scatter plots, what we did yesterday, and lines of fit, making predictions. Please go back and review your notes from page 14 and 15. And I'll write that on the other page. And then we have a coin toss activity, hopefully, that we'll be able to do. If not, then we just won't. Remember, if you haven't completed work, you work on your makeup work over the weekend. Or throughout the week, really, but, it is what it is. I'm going to pause for the calls to give you a chance to write. Let's look at the warm-up. We're going to mark out the Thursday one. And let's look at Wednesday. All right, so it says, Natalie's not here today? Okay. Can you go to the back? Aren't you being absorption? No. Whose class are you from? Who are you? Oh, I'm sorry. You don't look the same. Do like this. Because I didn't know who you were. I need you to come sit in your assigned seat. I'm sorry. Come. I had no idea who she was. I'm sorry. Yikes. You look different.
When you don't have a mask, we're not used to seeing your face, so that can be confusing. Okay. So.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, you can leave that there. That's fine.
I did the same thing. I was like, "Are you in here?"
Yeah, I thought she was absorbed. I thought she was one of the absorption students.
Yeah.
You look different without your mask. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. It says describe the correlation between hot coffee sales and the temperatures. So they have temperature marked on the x-axis. So we're going to put X here. And the coffee sales, hot coffee sales, because that makes a difference. People drink cold coffee, the iced coffee, all year long. But a lot of people tend to drink more hot coffee when it's cold outside, okay? So the hot, some people still do their coffee, But for the most part, you get more sales with hot coffee when the temperature is low than when it's hot outside. All right, so here we're going to describe the correlation. So when we look at these points, is this a positive correlation, a negative correlation, or no correlation? This is a negative. Somebody faintly said it. It is a negative correlation. When it uses the word describe, that means they want you to say why. Okay? So it's a negative correlation because look at this. As the temperatures increase, as it gets hotter outside, the coffee sales go down. The coffee sales decrease. So again, negative correlation because as the temperature increases, and X always increases, as that temperature is increasing, the hot coffee sales decrease. Yes, babe. Yes, go ahead. Okay. And I'm gonna pause to give you a chance to write. Here it says three friends moved. Lord have mercy. Three friends mowed lawns. Each friend is represented by a term in the equation. So this is how many lawns the first friend mowed. This is how many lawns the second friend mowed. And this is how many lawns the third friend mowed. And it's a total, all three people combined, they did 32 lawns. So they want to know how many lawns did X, the first person or the first friend, mow. So you're going to solve for X. Okay, you're solving for X. So here you got X plus 1/3 X plus 8 is equal to 32. All right, so the number that's automatically in front of this X right here, we're going to put, it's going to be 1. So now in order to solve this equation, that means isolate the variable X, get X by itself. You've got to do distributive property. There's no distributive property. Combine like terms on each side. We can combine these two terms. They're like terms. They both have an X attached to it. So when I combine 1 plus 1/3, that's 1 and 1/3 X. So we combine those. Bring down the plus 8 and bring down the equals 32. Okay. To get X by itself, we got to get rid of this positive 8 first. How do I get rid of a positive 8?
Subtract 8.
I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. When I subtract 8 here, this is 0. And I'm left with 1 and 1/3 X. On this side, when I subtract 8, what's 32 minus 8? 24. Okay? So now in order to get X by itself, I got to get rid of this 1 and 1/3 that's attached by multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? So we're going to divide both sides by 1 and 1/3. Okay? 1 and 1/3 divided by 1 and 1/3, or 1 and 1/3 goes into 1 and 1/3 one time. Okay? So this is 1, and I'm left with just X, 1X here. On this side, let's type this in our calculator. See, we get, we're going to do 24 divided by 1 and 1/3. Okay? So let's type in 24 divided by, and we're going to do the fraction. To type in a fraction, we're going to do parentheses 1 plus this 1/3. So we do plus 1 divided by 3. This is how you do 1 and 1/3 and close the parentheses. That's how you type in. Okay, very good.
18.
It's 1 plus 1 and 1/3. I'm sorry, 1 plus a third. Sorry. And so again, Melanie said it's 18. So the first person mowed 18 lawns. Okay. All right. Last part, the homework. We're only going to do, we got the Wednesday's homework. I'm not going to do a homework help for Wednesday because it's the last homework that we're doing this week. Please go back and watch the other videos so you can get more help with the homework. Mark out Thursday because remember, we're here on Thursday, but we don't have homework on Thursday. It's like our Friday. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Please take out your interactive notebook. Tomorrow we're going to submit our warm-up and our homework. We don't have school Friday. All right, take out your interactive notebook, please. Please make sure that this sheet right here, you need to review for your quiz tomorrow. You need to review pages 14 and you need to review page 15 as well. This is what we put on page 15. Let me get my other notebook since I already glued that down so you can see what it's supposed to look like, okay? This is 14. I'm getting to it in a minute, babe. This is 14. Please make sure that you have this pasted down for 14 and you did the last two on your own. This is 14. Anybody still copying the title for 14? All right, the title for 15. Line of best fit and making predictions. Line of best fit and making predictions is page 15. Please write that down. Let me pause for the calls, okay? This is what page 15 looks like. We did this on yesterday. And you were supposed to finish this on your own, okay? Some of this I did with you, but you know. Any questions? All right, so let's go to page 16, please. 16 is two-way tables. Okay, two-way tables. All right, Q3, because it's quarter 3. What's wrong? Oh, mine, yours or mine? Yours. Yeah, I know it's okay. It's okay. All right, Q3. What you need? I'm gonna take up that little bit of time. She goes first. We gotta wait in the line anyway. Page 16, two-way tables. All right, a two-way table is a frequency table that compares two or more categories. Okay, you got two different populations that are comparing two or more categories. So let's write that in. Let's do two-way table. A two-way table is a frequency table. And frequency is just the count of how many. Okay, you're just counting. If I want to take a frequency table of how many girls there are versus boys, then I count up the number of girls and then I count up the number of boys. So frequency just means how many. Okay, that's all frequency means. It's just how many. All right. So we got a frequency table that compares two or more categories. And I should say from two different or two or more what I want to say, two or more entities or populations, but I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna say two or more categories. So the category that we're gonna do, or I'm sorry, the name of the frequency table that we're gonna do, or the two-way table that we're gonna do, is favorite pastime. Okay. And we're gonna pause it right here so that we can get ready to go to lunch. All right, here we go. All right. Frequency, we're doing a frequency table first, and then we're going to do a relative frequency table. So this is the title of the frequency table or two-way table, and we'll make a table. We're going to compare the girls to the boys. We're going to put the totals along the bottom here. Okay. Here we got video games as a favorite pastime. Okay. We have sleep as a favorite pastime. Reading. Excuse me. Playing sports. Watch TV. And we got total on the end. Yeah, we'll put total on the end. All right, so frequency, remember I told you frequency is just how many. Okay? Frequency is just how many. So we have video games, sleep, reading, playing sports, watching TV. All right, so we're gonna vote. Okay, we're gonna vote. Can you open? I forgot they was out there. We're gonna vote. All right, so raise your hand. We're gonna do girls first and then boys. So with the girls, raise your hand. Out of these pastimes, you only can choose one. Which is your favorite pastime? Okay, girls. If out of these choices, go sit down, please. If out of these pastimes, video games is your favorite, please raise your hand. Girls. All right. Out of these, sleep is your favorite. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Shh. I'll just put the rest of the numbers up if we can't vote. Okay. It's not that serious. Reading. Raise your hand if it's reading. We got one person. You can't vote twice. You gotta just choose one. So we got one for reading. Okay. Playing sports. Okay. And then watch TV. All right. And so you got one. So we do 2. All right. So the total amount of girls or females is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're going to put 11 over here. Okay. Now we got boys. You have to choose only one. Okay. Boys video games. 1, 2. Okay. Okay. I can't do 2. Okay. Still 2. Sleep. Okay. Reading. Play sports. All right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. All right. And watch TV. So Cole, that's you. All right. So we got one person. So there are 7, 8, 9 boys there. Mr. Suttles, which one do you think? We get that way that'll give us a 10.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Which one of these are your favorite pastime?
Reading.
The reading. Okay. It's on the table. And so that's gonna push our total to 10 people. No. All right. So now here's our totals on the ends, okay? A total of 2 people in the class, a total of 8 people that like sleeping in the class, 2 people for reading, 6 people for sports, and 3 people total for the television. Okay? And did I vote? No, I did not. That's okay. I don't have to. So this is going to be 21. It's a total of 21 people. This is a frequency two-way table. This is a two-way table, and the numbers in the table only represent how many. Okay? Now we're going to make a relative frequency table. See, I can look at this table and say, how many people that's a girl that likes reading, or that's their favorite pastime? It will be 1. Okay? How many boys play sports as their favorite pastime? That'll be 6. How many total students in the class watch TV as their favorite pastime? That would be 3. Okay, so this tells you how many. A relative frequency table that we're getting ready to make tells you the percentage, but they write the percents as decimals. Okay, so we got relative frequency table. We got two-way table. Okay, now we're doing relative frequency table. Relative frequency table uses decimals. Edwin. The music. All right, uses the decimal, okay? Or, thank you. Uses decimals or percentages instead of how many, okay? So now we're going to take the same table and turn it into a relative frequency table. And the relative frequency table will use percentages, and those percentages are going to be written as decimals. So let's recreate the chart, but our numbers are going to look different. It's going to be in percent form instead of how many. Same kind of table. We're comparing our girls to our boys. Yes, baby?
Can you pause so I can finish writing what's up there?
I can. Give me a second. Let me slide this up so people can see it. Can you see that part?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so our categories is video game. We're using the same ones as above, okay? I forgot to put total here. Then we have sleep. And we have reading. We have play sports. We have watch TV. Okay. Bless you. And then we have total along the side here. Okay. Sometimes they'll do the 100% going downward. We're going to do ours going across. Okay. And you'll understand more as you see other examples. Right now, that might not make sense to you. Okay. So let me show you how you convert your number of how many people into percentages in this relative frequency. And remember, this is a relative frequency table, so please pay attention because you're going to have to do this on your own, okay? Or you're going to have to do another example on your own. All right, so video games. We're looking at just the girls, okay? So out of 11 girls, how many of the girls like video games? 0. So is 0 over 11 as the fraction? Okay, so let's just do fractions first, and then I'll go back and put the decimals in. All right, we're still doing girls. Out of 11 girls, because it's total 11 girls, how many enjoy sleep? 8. Out of 11 girls, how many enjoy reading? 1. So that's 1 out of 11. 1 over 11. Out of 11 girls, how many enjoy sports? 0. Okay. Out of 11 girls, how many you watch TV in the pastime?
6.
2. I don't know where you get your numbers from. 2. It's right here on the table, okay? That's all right. And then out of 11 girls, there are a total 11 girls. So this is on the end. This total is going to be 11 over 11. Okay, I'll do that. Total girls is 11 out of 11. Boys, okay? How many boys out of 10 boys enjoy video games? 2. So that's 2 over 10 as the fraction. How many of them enjoy sleep as their favorite pastime? 0. So that's 0 out of 10. How many enjoy reading in their pastime?
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. How many enjoy sports? 6 out of 10. And what about watching TV? 1 out of 10. Okay, so let's do our totals here. Okay, the total for video games out of everybody is 2 out of, and the total number of people is 21. So that's 2 out of 21. What about the total amount of people in the whole group, with girls and boys included, that enjoy sleeping? 8 out of how many total students? 21. What about reading? How many total students in the whole class for reading? 2 out of how many? 21. What about playing sports? 6 out of 21. And what about watching TV? 3 out of 21. And then how many students total is 21 out of what? 21. Okay, that took that survey. And then I forgot to do this one. This is going to be 10 boys out of 10 boys. So now we're going to convert all of these to decimals and replace the fractions with decimals. And then we're finished with our relative frequency table. Any questions about how I got any of the fractions? So now this is where you need your calculator, okay? So let's do 0 out of 11. When you divide 0 divided by 11, what does that give you? 0. So we're going to erase this and put our decimal. That's 0%. So this is just 0. We got 8 out of 11. Let's type this in. 8 divided by 11. What's 8 divided by 11 as a decimal? 0.72. And we might have to round it to 73, but let's put 0.72 right now, okay? 0.72. And this one you might have to round. Let's do 1 over 11. What's 1 divided by 11? 0.09. What's 0 out of 11? 0. And let's do 2 out of 11.
18.
And we might have to round 0.18. No, we won't. We won't have to round 0.18. All right, so now when we add all these up together, we should get 1, because 11 over 11 is 1. So if we don't, we might have to round this one, okay? So let's type this in. We got the 0 plus 0.72 plus 0.9 plus 0.18. Is that it? All right, and what does that give us when we type? Oh, 0.09. I'm tripping. Sorry, y'all. 0 plus 0.72. I forgot I put 0.9 instead of 0.09. That's a big difference. Okay. And then 0.18. And then what does that give you? 0.99. So we're going to round this to 73. So that gives us exactly 1. So 11 over 11, that gives us 100%. So I can erase the 11 and just put 1, which 1 as a decimal is 100%. Because you move the decimal over 2 times. Bless you, babe. 2 times to the right. So let's do the next row. We got 2 over 10. What's the decimal for 2 over 10? 2 divided by 10. 0.2. So this is 20%. You can put 0.2 or 0.20. Move the decimal over twice, that's 20%. What about 0, 10? What's that? 0. What about 1 over 10? Mm-mm. 0.1. Or you can say 0.10. What about 6 over 10? 0.6. Or you can say 0.60. What about 1 over 10? 0.10. Or 0.1. Same thing, okay? Let's add all these together. 10 over 10 we know is 1. We got to make sure all of this added together gives us a whole number of 1. So add 0.20 plus 0 plus 0.10 or 0.1 plus 0.60 or 0.6 plus 0.1. And what does that give you?
1.
That gives you 1. That's 100%. 10 over 10 is 1, which is 100% because you move the decimal 2 times to the right. Okay? All right, let's do our totals. We got here is 2 over 21. So let's type that in. 2 divided by 21. What decimal is 2 divided by 21? Point what? 0.0 what? 9. And we might have to round this one because it's a 0.095. So we're going to put 0.09 first. This one might have to be rounded. Let's do 8 divided by 21. What's 8 divided by 21? 0.38. Okay? 2 divided by 21. What does that give us? Okay, 0.09, and we might have to round this one because it's 0.095. So we might have to round that one. So these two might have to be rounded. Let's do 6 divided by 21. What's 6 divided by 21? 0.28, which this one could be rounded also. 0.28. Because look, it has a 5 right there. And then let's do 3 over 21. What's 3 divided by 21? 0.14. So now we need to see, this should add up to 1. If it doesn't, we're going to have to round those ones. We're going to have to do some rounding, okay? So let's type this in. 0.9, I'm sorry, I did it again. 0.09 plus 0.38 plus 0.09 plus 0.28 plus 0.14. Type that in and see what you get.
0.98.
So we're going to have to round 2 of them because we need 0.02. So these 2 right here, we can round these both to 10. So this is 0.10. This is also 0.10. And that gives us what we need to get 21 over 21, which is what? What's 21 divided by 21? 1. All right, so let me ask you a couple questions just to make sure you understand how to read the table. What percent of girls enjoy sleeping as their favorite pastime? What percent of girls enjoy sleeping as their pastime? 73%. Move the decimal twice. What percent of boys enjoy watching TV as their favorite pastime?
10%.
10%. Okay. What percent of boys enjoy sports as their favorite pastime? 60%. What percent of students enjoy sleeping as their favorite pastime? 38% total. You see, the total amount of students, both girls and boys, is going to be 38%. What group? What percentage enjoy? What percent enjoy watching TV? 14, because we're talking about both girls and boys. Because I didn't say girls and boys, so you imply that I'm talking about both of them. Any questions about this frequency table or relative frequency table? Anybody still copying? Okay, make sure you pull your calculator, 2 plus 7, 1, 2. And I'm going to give you this assignment. Count to see if that's 3. Is that 3 days? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Go home and go to sleep.
You'll always have to sleep there.
Yes, I do have to go to sleep.
Get it in everybody with it.
You're okay. One, 2, 3, here. Pass those back. Oh. Are you not feeling good? Are you not feeling good? You okay? Put your phone on. Did anybody not get this? Did you get one into that?
Yeah.
Both of you? You got one too? Get off your phone. All right, here we go. Let me make sure I'm recording. I am. Good to go. All right, good folks. This is what I want us to do. Please make sure you put your first and last name on this paper. This is going to be page 17, calculating relative frequency. Let's go ahead and write that down while we have our notebook open. Q3, that's what I asked. You didn't hear me when I said, did you get one? Huh? Never mind.
Did she ask if there was you in the backup?
Hmm. All right. So we have Q3, page 17, calculating relative frequency. So here, just like I showed you how to create this relative frequency table, you're going to be creating relative frequency tables in the examples on this page. So let me zoom in a little bit. Our ink is a little faint, but we're going to work it out. You have it in front of you so you can see the numbers a little bit better. Please make sure you put your first and last name at the top of your paper. This is period 4. And this is the second day of the month. This is a frequency table here. And this is how you read it. You are comparing pets with no pets, people with pets, people with no pets, either having siblings or them being the only child. Okay? So, reading the table, how many only children have no pets? How many only children have no pets?
Oh, no pets?
5. All right, 5. How many only children took this survey? 20. You see right here, the total is 20. How many siblings took this survey? 80. Okay. All right, so now we're going to write this as a relative frequency table. This is not 100. This is 1. It's 1.00. This is 1.00. This time, instead of my percentages going sideways like this, like I did here in the example, where I put 100% over here, it's going to be down this way. Okay? All right. So let's fill out this frequency. Let's fill out this relative frequency table. Okay, so 50 after. So here, well, for us it's 52 because we leave a little bit after the bell. All right. So 45 people that have siblings have pets, okay? So out of 60 people, 45 of those people have siblings. So we got 45 out of 60. Then we have 15 out of 60. So here we're going to do the no pet people. Okay. For no pet people, 30. Zoom in or what? So these are the no pet people. There are a total of 40 no pet people. Okay. Out of the 40 no pet people, 35 of those people have siblings. So we're going to say 35 out of 40 no pet people. Out of the no pet people, 5 of those no pet people are only child. So that's 5 out of 40. All right, let's do totals. There's a total of 100 people. So out of 100 people, 80 of them are siblings. So that's 80 out of 100. Out of the total people, 20 of them are only child. So now that we have wrote the fraction, we're going to convert the fractions to a percent. So we're going to do division again, just like we did in our example. 45 divided by 60. So we got 45. I have to slide out a little bit. We got 45 divided by 60. What's 45 divided by 60? So this is going to be 0.75. Thank you, Mr. Settles. Okay. Let's do this one. 15 out of 60. 15 divided by 60. What decimal is 15 divided by 60? 0.25. So now when I add 0.25 with 0.75, I get a whole number of 1. I get 1 like 100. So 75% here, 25% here is a total of 100%. So let's look at this one. 35 over 40. So let's do 35 divided by 40. And what decimal is that? 0.8. 875. So erase this and put 0.875. Okay. And then let's do 5 divided by 40. What decimal is 5 divided by 40? Very good. Let me erase this. 0.125. So this is 87.5% and this is 12.5%. So when I add those two together, I should get 1. Do 0.875 plus 12.5. And that gives me 1. So I'm good. That's 100%. So now let's do this one. What's 80 divided by 100?
1.
No, what's 80 divided by 100? 0.8. Did I give you a progress report?
No.
Let me give that to you.
Look at my 69.
Oh, you already looked at it. That's not good.
What do you mean it's not good, sir?
All right, let me just stop here.